Hi, I'm Melanie from Parenting High Schoolers, and I'm here today with a book review. I love to read, total nerd that I am. I love to read novels, I love to read fiction, I love to read nonfiction, you name it. I'll read the back of a shampoo bottle in the bathroom if I'm bored. Maybe too much information, but today I want to talk to you about Responsible and Resilient Teens by Miranda Lamb. She has written this book. I'm trying to figure out how to get this on here. That is wonderful. It's only 66 pages, and in those 66 pages, she includes so much information. So let's talk about what resilience is. I looked it up. It's the ability to recover quickly from difficulties. This is the life skill that our teens need from the get-go. It is not an easy thing. I say that. It's not difficult for them to learn, but it takes time because they have to experience different things to build resilience. And we need to create those opportunities as parents for them to have that type of recovery experience. So some things that I love that Miranda talked about were building a foundation, being on the same team. Now, if you're a single parent, you are the team, but you can build friendships. You can use family that is around you to be on your team, but you need to have that foundation. You need to have your goals, what you want your kids to do and be and become as you are parenting your teens. You need to have expectations. And one thing Miranda talks about is that your teens need to be aware of those expectations, and they probably will need to be reminded of them. As you are working with your team or on your own, you need to be consistent. I have said this over and over again in both my blog and on my other videos, is that being consistent is one of the hardest things about parenting. I mean, even when your kids are little, remembering to be consistent or realizing that you haven't been is the worst. Being consistent, having a team that can remind you, oh, we shouldn't have, we need to stay firm on this. Letting your kids see that you are consistently expecting XYZ, that you are expecting them to do their work, that you're expecting them to be respectful, that you're expecting them to whatever it is that you have wanting them to do. Those are all ways to build resilience in your team. Consequences. This is hard. A lot of parents have a hard time setting consequences, but it doesn't have to be anything difficult. Consequences could be something as easy as taking their phone away. It could be limiting their access to Wi-Fi. It could be expecting hard work. That's something Miranda talks about. She and her husband, they live on a farm, and they have used physical labor as a consequence. And I love the way she describes the way that it has helped her kids. A lot of times our kids are just in the moment so frustrated and angry that if you give them a job to do that is physical, like for instance, maybe for our kids at one point it was moving a wood pile or going out and mowing the yard. A lot of times they can work through whatever it was that had made them mad or that had made them frustrated. It gives them a sense of accomplishment, and they can come back after that and they know they deserved some kind of consequence based on whatever their behavior was. And then you can come back around and have a conversation. My big, huge thing that I love, to have a conversation with your teen about why did this happen? How did this make you feel? And do you feel better now that you've done this hard work? The final thing that she suggests in her oh so short but wonderful book is encouragement. Keep encouraging your teen to be their best selves. Encourage them to think through problems and what is the best way for them to solve them. How could they work around this? How can they get through this? Do they have a strategy in mind? They may need help with that. They need to solve their own problems. They need to fix their own mistakes. These are all things she talks about in her book. And as they do the work of growing up, of fixing their mistakes, of working through their consequences, they learn. And they learn that resilience, that ability to recover from a difficulty. And that may be a difficulty they brought on themselves. And in many cases, as teenagers, they do. I encourage you to grab a copy of this. I will have the affiliate link for this book in my description below the video. And grab it and see what you think. The thing I love about nonfiction is that I might not agree with all of it, but I can take the chunks and the pieces and the nuggets that I love, and I can use those. So I highly encourage you to try The Responsible and Resilient Teens by Miranda and get started on a better relationship with your teens, because there is always room for improvement. And I always encourage a good conversation about anything and everything under the sun with your teens. So get started now with this great book. Thanks. Have a great day.